Welcome back everyone. Another beer review coming up. I won't deny I've had four actually. Was trying to control myself because I was supposed to be doing a bit of a live tonight with Beer Wonder, but he's had things on today. He's feeling a bit shattered, so that's gone out the window. So I'm going to do a couple of beer reviews. And funny enough, the beer that's coming up is going to be one that Scott and Wanda from Beer Wonder sent me. It's from one of their local breweries. And it's from Fallen Acorn. And it's their Pompey Royal Strong Draught Ale. Coming in at 4.3%. Don't look at me. That's just the wording. 4.3 strong. I suppose traditional ales, it probably is strong for what they used to be. So plain black bottle cap, 500ml bottle. I think these were £3, he told me. This has been chilled. Hopefully it's not too cold, unfortunately. Well, hopefully it's not too cold. Hopefully it's just not too cold. That's what I mean to say. Nice label. A little texture on it. Ribbed for your pleasure, shall we say. Who misses? So I'm chatting bollocks now. Let's get the beer out. Get it into a glass and see what we get. Look at that. Little bubbles coming out the top of there. Must be the rib for your pleasure bit I was getting on about. Had the IPA last week some point. Really nice that was. Scott speaks highly of the craft beers that they're now doing. So I've got high hopes for these. Now, in the glass, very little carbonation coming up from the glass. It's copper in colour. Slight haze to it, a slight haze, and I wouldn't say that's a chill haze really. We've got probably a finger of slightly off-white, creamy, foamy head. The creamy head, yeah, it looks good to be honest. I'm going to have trouble getting a nose on this. I'm such an idiot. 500ml bottles and pour it in so much to... Oh yeah, rich and malty. This is going to be a very traditional sort of style ale, this is, I can tell. Rich malty. Toffee notes in there I'm getting. Toffee caramel notes, just subtle. Quite a little bit of sweetness to it. Smells okay. So I'll tell you what, let's dive in. So cheers Scott and Wanda, thank you very much. Oh, very malty. Very malty. That's not bad. That isn't bad. I'm not going to say it's one I'd rush out and buy, because I like an ale, but I'm not heavily into them. I'll be honest, but that... Quite a nice body to the beer. No real carbonation. Well, body's okay. The mouthfeel's quite nice. There is like a smooth mouthfeel to it. Probably due to the lack of sort of gas in it. And, you know, it's not like exploding in your mouth. Rich, malty, a slight sweetness in there, not like a sugary kind of sweetness, but a slight sweetness in there, hard to describe. A little bitterness in there as well. Trying to think of that. There's a rich, sweet, malty taste to it. And it doesn't quite come across as toffee or caramel kind of thing in there. but there's something in there, and it's not horrible. It's actually nicer than a lot of ales. A lot of other ales have this kind of distinct malty sort of flavour that isn't always very nice, but this is you can tell this is a traditional sort of ale. When you get a drink, it is sort of toffee, sort of caramel kind of notes in there on the nose. That's a nice ale. 4.3%. I would say that is actually drinking at that, if not more. It's got that richness and bitterness to it that, yeah, that's definitely drinking round that. Definitely drinking round that. That's quite an enjoyable ale, and I can see why a lot of people would drink that. Again, not going to blow your socks off for me, but it's a traditional beer, and it's something that's a dying thing that's going on these days. Like the IPA, wasn't one of these big fancy bells and whistles IPAs. Traditional one that was done very well. And again, I would say this is a traditional strong draft ale that has been done very well. The sort of ales that are disappearing, and it's nice to have something different for a change. So for me, if you like your ales, I reckon anyone that really likes their ales would love that. That is a very good example of a proper ale, not none of this. Some of this bloody shit we get is awful. It has a horrible, has a funny taste, horrible aftertaste, just mass-produced horrible stuff. A lot like some of the lagers, you can get a nice lager, and then you get the mass-produced stuff that has a totally different tang to it. Again, this, you get your mass-produced ales and that have that sort of bog standard taste and flavour. This is that little bit different, or better quality, shall I say. I can see why that would go down well with a lot of people. Again, like I say, ales aren't my big thing, personally. But that is rather good. So, anyone who's thinking of getting it, I got it wrong in the last video, by the way. I said Southampton way. It's actually Portsmouth way. It's just reminded me that bit. So apologies, Scott and Wonder, on that. Portsmouth they're from. That's where this brewery are from. So anyone around there that's thinking of getting this, give it a try, especially if you like the odd ale. It's good. It's good. And if you've had it, let me know what you think. I think that's a decent ale. No mind-blowing stuff, just good solid ale. Done better than most of the crap you can buy. So that's it for the review. Excuse me. Ooh. It's Friday night, no doubt. All my viewers should be having a cheeky beer. Excuse me again. If you're watching me, you should enjoy beer, so you should be having a cheeky beer. Weekend tomorrow. Enjoy what you're drinking. Have a good weekend to everyone. No doubt you'll see me again anyway. Hopefully, if you're watching. And yes, I'll be back with another beer review in a bit, no doubt. So thank you guys and ladies and everyone else. So cheers.